Hey, it's the Sporting Tribune today, and here's the deal. All right, listen, I realize that Halloween is a week away, but scratch that. Halloween starts tonight on the USA Network because Halloween Havoc is happening on NXT, not only tonight, but next week as well. Plus, our guest who's joining us is hosting a creepy show that I've only been able to watch a couple minutes of called Chamber of Horrors. It's on YouTube. Shotzi, happy Halloween, love. How are you?
Happy Halloween! I'm doing great. How you doing?
No, I'm doing good. And like before we get into the spooky stuff, and I told you before the interview, like we're gonna be talking wrestling, but first we got serious things to get into. And like I try to be the best journalist I can, which means I went on your Twitter. And first off, shout out to you because you don't tweet a lot, which thank you. I
I
need to get
don't.
at that level. No, I need to get there. Like I'm very happy. You're unlike
I
Grayson
don't.
Waller, who's always tweeting.
Yeah, I don't even have the app on my phone, honestly.
Bless your heart. But here's the thing. I searched through it and you talked about going to Disneyland, and you even brought up rope drop, which as a Disney dad, like that got me excited. It's like using wrestling terms. I was like, she knows about rope drop, blah, 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 blah. So first and foremost, when you walk into Disneyland, what's the first thing that you're doing and the first ride that you try to go on?
Oh, I mean, if I'm going for rides, it's Indiana Jones. Like,
That
especially at
long ass
Disney.
walk. You're making that long ass walk.
Yes, absolutely, because I want to be the first on it. That's my favorite ride at Disneyland, and I live in Florida now. I grew up in California, so like anytime I'm at Disneyland, it's going to be a rope drop day.
No, I respect it. The thing about that ride though is very janky on the turns and it hurts my thighs. I'm not gonna lie. But let's get into Halloween real quick. All time your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever done.
Oh my goodness. That's a hard one. I was Greta Gremlin once, and that's probably my favorite. And maybe inspired the green hair
You see how
because I
things
did that
work?
and like never went back.
That's awesome. Okay. And then other thing too with Halloween. I need your worst and best candy.
Um, my worst candy is candy corn, and my best candy is candy corn.
Wait a minute. What's going on here? What is that?
I say that only because everyone hates candy corn and I love it. Um, so it's on the best and worst list.
Okay, I feel you. I'm team candy corn as well. And then
Oh,
I know we're
good to
early
hear.
on. I know we're early on here in this conversation, but this is the part where you get to judge me because I'm going to be fully transparent with you. Okay. First and foremost, in my 30 years of life, I don't think I've watched a horror movie before. Last month I was at Universal Studios and I purposely refused to go to Halloween Horror Nights. Do you judge me as a person for this?
Yes, absolutely. You need more horror in your life. And Halloween Horror Nights is just spectacular, even if you're not a horror fan. Like the amount of detail that they put in these houses is insane, and you're missing out, bud.
Well, listen, the closest I've gotten is watching Chamber of Horrors, and I was fascinated when I saw the announcement. And then, like I told you, I haven't watched the full thing, but that's just a personal thing. Not that it wasn't good, because it was great. Because you're going like you're sleeping in prisons. You went somewhere in Kentucky with a stairway to hell that gave a warning, like, "Hey, man, if you die here, bro, legally, that's on you." Can you talk me through the experience of getting to do this because it seems freaking awesome?
Yeah, well, this is kind of just something that I was doing even before we started airing it on YouTube. We travel the world being with WWE, and I've taken advantage of that by seeing the most haunted places in America, and now I get to share that with everybody.
She's on Yelp searching scariest parts of whatever city we're in the town of.
Yes, or I go on TikTok and I plug that in.
Oh, that's amazing. And I guess now we'll talk about some wrestling. First and foremost, I know that you're hosting Halloween Havoc with NXT, and NXT is on a hell of a run. Speaking of which, 2 weeks ago, you were a part of what I'm calling personally NXT WrestleMania.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
it was crazy, the perfect blend of legends and the future mixed together. Can you just talk to me about the energy being around there, not only from the fans that were waiting before the on Monday night to get there for Tuesday, but just backstage and just the whole energy around that event.
Oh yeah, I mean, that was definitely a special day. Like, me and my fiance were even talking about it. I actually didn't find out that I was on that show until like 3 p.m. And then I got really excited. I was like, this is way last minute, but I'm gonna let that slide because this is a huge show and I definitely want to be a part of it.
And
And
you're in
Taker,
Florida, right? So there was not
yeah. No,
okay.
no, no. Like I was already like 20 minutes away. So it was like, all right. But I was dressed as Pinhead because I was doing a photo shoot as Pinhead when they called me up. And I was like, I showed up to the PC with like pins in my face and just looking crazy when they were just like, and no one even bat an eye. They were just like, oh yeah, this is what Shotzi does.
It's your vibe, you know what I'm saying? So it's a safe place, but I did cut you off because you brought up Undertaker. Please finish that thought.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I was hearing the gongs. I didn't know for sure if he was gonna be there, but I was like, oh my God, is Undertaker gonna be there? Is Undertaker gonna be there? And then I saw the rehearsals with American Badass, and I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. I was nerding out. So that was definitely a great day.
No, that's amazing. And I also love the fact that like you're hearing the gongs, and it's just like if you're at a WWE event in October, that's just how it works. It just goes out like sporadically every 5 minutes. And it's not that he's there, it's just WWE getting into the Halloween spirit.
Exactly.
And with Halloween Havoc, like the thing that I think is super dope is looking at the card, even for just tonight. You got 5 women's matches on the card throughout the night. Like, listen, man, Shawn Michaels has been doing amazing. NXT is on fire. But like you as a fan of this business and these performers that are kicking ass right now all throughout, like how does that make you feel? And which match are you most intrigued about?
Yeah, I mean, being a fan of this business, being a fan of women, this is super cool. Like, oh man, women's wrestling has just come such a long way in such a short amount of time, and it's good to see. And like, not only are these women having really awesome matches on this really special episode of NXT, like they're having, like Devil's Playground matches, stipulation matches, and like it's epic and it's so good to see. Like this is definitely the women's show tonight.
Now the women get to play with the toys too. Is there one match that you're intrigued at the most though when looking at this card?
Yeah, I mean, oh, man, they're all so good.
Honestly,
I
it's
am a
five.
huge
So
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Gigi Dolan and Blair Davenport, and I think they're just, I don't know what to expect in this lights out match, but like I'm sure like that's going to be insanity. I'm probably most excited for that. But also, like, of course, Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie, like, they're both freaking awesome. So that's going to be super cool. And then Roxanne's my girl. And I don't even know what a Devil's Playground match is, but I'm excited to see. So, yeah, all across the board, I'm excited.
and like even to piggyback off of that, like how does it feel to see, the hype and the conversation? NXT SmackDown Raw is the new signee to the company, Jade Cargill. And like, how does it feel to see that? Because this is forget women, forget men, like the amount of hype and the news and the coverage, and rightfully so. Like it's been massive and it's something we haven't seen before. Like, have you had a conversation with her yet? And what do you think of just the hype and everything?
Yeah, I met her when she was at SmackDown a couple weeks ago. And like, I saw her walking down the hall and I was just like, wow, she is a superhero. Like
Storm in real life.
she's even more magnificent in person, So I am so honored to have her in our locker room. Like, yes, this roster is cooking. So welcome, Jade Cargill. I hope you come to SmackDown. Don't go to Raw. Come to SmackDown. Come to SmackDown.
All right, we got two more questions before we get you out of here because you got a busy day today.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
NXT tonight, USA Network, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. for all of us here on the West Coast. Halloween Havoc, 2 weeks, by the way. Today
Oh yeah.
and tomorrow. Halloween starts today. With Halloween, most overrated and your favorite part of Halloween. So
What is
I need both. I need the most overrated thing and your favorite part about Halloween.
the most overrated thing of Halloween? Nothing. Halloween is fantastic. Are you kidding? Every single bit of it.
How about the
You
costumes being a little bit overpriced this month? Just a little bit overpriced.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I have been going to Spirit a lot and Spirit has been taking my money. But you got to get that 20% off discount code that is on the site. Never pay full price for anything at Spirit. Never.
Well played. By the way, NXT gear on sale too. By the way, Greg, that one's for you. By the way, 25% off WBShop.com.
Hey, and I
Okay.
got a new shirt on the site. So, hello, let me get a plug on my new Halloween shirt. It's super dope.
There it is. Link in the description. You already know the deal. Okay. Final question. Shotzi, first off, thank you so much for the time. For people that are going to be tuning in tonight and next week, what do you have cooking up? What should they expect?
For tonight?
Don't give us too
Well,
much, but just a little appetizer.
you know that I'm a horror fan, and I always do multiple costume changes every Halloween Havoc. And this year, I'm definitely topping myself. You are going to see the most detail in all of this tonight.
Ooh, okay. Wait, she's got it. She's got work to do, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Shotzi,
yes, I do.
thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.